You know what?
I just hit the record.
When you said Spangle, I also thought
Of the
Plumbus.
Plumbus.
Yeah, I also thought of the Plumbus, but you know what? I might be confusing it with the Schmeckle, which I do not,
Schmeckle.
which I do not have 25 of.
25 Schmeckles.
My first thought was the crap. What was the episode? It was with Jerry and Rick was being chased down by some dude, and they like went through like the whole warp type thing. He's like, I just spent an entire epoch with you, and he's just like, that's not what that means, Jerry.
Overall, I thought this was a great episode. Like,
I think it was very informative.
I think so. Like, I
thought
it was very
keeps
good.
me in the realization. It's like, wow, there's so much more to talk about when it comes to gloving than I realized. We could just rant on it for.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't worried. I was like, all right, we just gotta get it going, and yep, it just naturally goes.
I mean, that's the beauty of our conversations in general. I feel like I know that with me and Josh, at least, sometimes what was supposed to be a 20-minute conversation could go on for 3 hours.
3 hours.
Or until 7 in the morning. It just all depends. But yeah, I don't know. The scorecard one I think is going to be really interesting.
So, yeah.
I just wanted to point out when we were doing our first main episode recording, I actually looked up Hermes' video, and it was posted April 3rd, 2006, and YouTube says that's 15 years ago.
Wow, we're old.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Which is odd because
I was 11.
If I actually do math correctly, it should. Well, it's probably going to actually add up to 16 years because to me it's like, oh, I started in 2010. How's that even possible? Yeah.
Also, are you recording?
Yes.
Yeah, he's recording.
Okay.
Oh, you know what we could talk about so that it's easier, so that we have something to talk about.
What?
We could talk about the comp that I was doing because we're in the ends of it. Next final round is I believe I set the due date as Monday, as this upcoming Monday or next month. Not this upcoming Monday, but the Monday following.
Okay, I was just gonna say the next Monday that's coming up is Valentine's Day, so.
That's fine. They can fall in love with their really bad show.
Damn, dude. I was like, Mom, I'm just doing the math. I'm old.
Yeah, I know.
So
it's kind of crazy.
Jesus.
I just thought it was funny because I actually looked it up. I was like, I want to see where it's actually at right now. And funny thing is, this does not have a lot of views compared to like the Gummy Show. The Gummy Show is currently sitting at 4.4 million views. This is sitting at 119,243 views.
Okay, the official due date is the 21st for my final round of this comp. This is the dude, even when I try and talk about the premise of the collective that we've got going on, it's funny because it's like, I guess, what was it? It's very like freedom fighter-esque to me because it's like like I've already told Peter, I've already told all of you guys about it, but it's in the sense of like, so what is A with 5 C's, right, McKinley? Yeah, which stands for Anti-Concept Creators Club or Collective or Crew, or it can stand for whatever the fuck you want it to stand for.
I think the beauty is that we all say it differently.
Yeah, we all say it differently.
Like the ending just gets fucked up every time.
It's like the game of telephone. You have to change what the ending is per person type deal.
Yeah, and like the whole premise, right? One of the first inspirations from it, for at least in my head, well, obviously the first inspiration was the one video I did. I don't think I posted. I think I did post it. I posted it in Impact Asylum too, where I had an iNova in my hand and I was messing with it, and then I drop it, and then I pull the blue iNova out of my mouth, right? So, because then that made me think, like, what if someone throws an Impact show and they had an iNova stashed in their mouth the entire time, and you had no idea, and then they use it, that is something that's like incredibly taboo to see, but it would be hilarious and it would be ridiculous. It would be creative. And then someone had mentioned to me the one, was it Maddox? He got DQ'd for moving his camera.
Ah, yes, the lights on guy who's in Impact.
It was in
and
grand.
he
It was
moved
grand
down.
finals.
Yeah, grand
It was-
finals, and he got disqualified because of it.
That's dumb, because that's genius. Like that was
Well,
genius.
Okay, listen, we talked about this before. I don't disagree with you from an artistic sense, but again, when you're in a competition, you are objectively beholden to the people like who
Yes.
are running it. It just is
Yes.
what it is. I
No,
do
I
agree with you. I do agree with you though.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you're coming from.
I agree with you in that sense that like you had to follow the rules, but like that's why I think something should exist where there are less rules or specific rules.
Agreed. Because
Like,
yeah, right.
because that's what I'm trying to do with the comp that I'm hosting, and I don't know. I think it's been going okay.
No,
Uh,
I think it's been going great. Like watching that round one series of videos, it was great to see how certain people were doing things. I mean, you had people like Limit, for example, who did exactly what I thought he was going to do, which is do something awesome. And then you had people like
I know you liked Morty's.
I was gonna get to that. I love the Mortys. Like, there's just so much personality in the way that he did it, and he was on a limitation too. You know,
Yeah,
like he worked with the limitation he had, and in my opinion, he was the standout. Just like in terms of a sleeper hit, and then you had guys like Emotive who were just coming out the gate, just being fucking wild.
Oh
So-
yeah, like so like there's something to be said about the level of narrative that someone can have with with a show, and Emotives with it. Like Peter, you watched it too, right?
Yeah,
Round one at least.
yeah.
He had one glove off, and he pulled his camera over to the second glove. Like on the back counter when he starts, you can see it sitting there laying on the table lit up. And he's like, okay, well, let's bring you to where the show starts. Right? And that to me is just like it's so genius and clearly a DQ in a generally accepted competition.
As I like to refer to it as an IGL sanctioned event.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think it's been really interesting to see how far people will go and what they'll do when there aren't limitations. Because the conversation that I had with Christian about it was just like, this is really tough with the final round, because final round is literally like there's no rules. The only rules is the time restriction.
Right.
It's only the time restriction, and then it has to be a light show, right? So that means someone, God forbid, someone can send me a Pornhub link, right? God forbid, like, odds are this video will probably come out by the time round one is done. But I made a joke in the chat that we're in of, what if someone did a stop motion light show?
That would be so interesting, and also just knowing stop motion as a medium, a big pain in the ass.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but like conversation I've had with Christian. So, are you guys familiar with the DDR video he did?
Yeah,
No,
Where he-
I'm not.
Yeah. So,
Seen a little bit of it.
I
I'm
remember
actually-
watching it, and that was
I actually want to pull it up then, because
Yeah.
it's So-
definitely like the meme of the time going on, was the whole DDR thing. Like, I've seen that everywhere, all over artists' Instagram. Like, everybody was doing the joke.
so with Christian, right? He told me that he spent, I think he said he spent somewhere along the lines of 36 collective hours working on it.
Jesus.
A lot of takes. He sent me videos of like his folders and stuff, and the fact that something like that exists is like exactly what I want. Which is silly, right? But like it's what I want. How do I?
I can say that I've gotten a stop motion light show in a buwas unintentionally.
Oh my god, get out of here.
Okay, well, sorry.
our buddy Lupo, his internet was not working too good.
Yeah, I
and
remember
it was
those.
practically it wasn't like it was like lagging. It just straight up was just like frame by frame.
Yeah, there was a lot of
So
frame skips.
some seconds he was like this, other seconds he was like this, then he was like this, and it was just like a bunch of pictures.
This is
And
just
then
like
at the
bam,
last
bam,
second, it finally started all connecting again, and it looked all one motion. But it was practically stop motion.
bam. I mean,
Where's
one of the things that I really like, especially in the early days, is I used to give people a light show where I had a strobe light behind them, but it was pointing towards me and it still lit me up. And it was slow enough that when I moved, it was very stop motion aesthetic look. But the lights just trailed along nice and perfect. So it actually added this really cool illusionary effect where I was super blocky and they had the lines connecting all my positions in a really trippy way. So
I found the video, Josh. I think you need to see it.
I heard it.
All right, you ready?
Yep, I have not seen this.
This is a work of art, in my
I was
opinion.
just gonna, all right, there we go.
This is already amazing.
I will say I hate that this fan is off, but this fan is on.
I love everything about this.
I said my only complaint is this fan is off.
I love everything about this.
It gets better.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how this didn't garner a lot of the attention I really think it deserves.
It's got 300 likes on it right now. You're muted, McKinley.
Because it was posted on Facebook. This is the first time I'm actually watching it too.
It has 300 likes right now, almost.
You know what's interesting? This is like a video where I think I've seen a lot more of Christian's technique than I normally get to, actually.
Well, because this whole like solo part for the game is very technique heavy.
Right,
So
right.
it makes sense from a narrative standpoint.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's something I like about him. Like, he's very intentional with what moves he shows when.
Hmm.
It's just like
That was sick.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, it was.
it's absurd.
like I said, I think. But yeah, 295 likes.
And that was posted just from his profile, right?
Yeah, I think he only
That's
posted.
another thing. It needs to be on like a profile. You know, like, it literally nobody has access to that unless they're in that group
Right, and he needs to
can't-
have
you
it on
can't
like
see
a page on
or
on
public, somewhere public.
Yeah,
So that's probably where one of my questions
That's
is.
worse than Reddit. Like at least Reddit, you can search it up. Literally,
Yeah.
you have to be in the group and you have to know of the group's existence.
Yeah, at least with Reddit, you don't have to join the subreddit to see the stuff.
Mm-mm.
but yeah, stuff like this is like
That would
what
go
I want to
viral.
see because of how fun and how creative it is, and from my perspective, how creative it is, right? Because
Right.
Absolutely.
people's definitions of creativity are different, and I don't know, man. There's something to be said about how much fun someone can have when they like break themselves out of like this mold that they put themselves in.
Yeah.
Do you know who the graphic dancer is? The digital liquid dancer graphic?
No,
No, actually, I don't.
Literally, Christian is the equivalent to that guy.
really?
Look up. Yeah, just her. I'll pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna have to head out. But yeah, what graphic does is very much what Christian does, but he's been doing it for a while. He has a bunch of similar project videos like that are all unique.
Yeah, see, that's one of the other things for me as well, is I just want to see people just go nuts in that regard, because there's a lot more. I feel people can actually showcase of themselves outside of just what moves I can throw. You know, it's being how you can creatively apply what you know in ways that can be much more entertaining. Because to me, that's probably one of the most entertaining shows, and I'm stunned that he did not put that on YouTube. Like, that needs to be on YouTube.
I mean, I think this one is a very close tie to his nipple show. I think it's a very close tie to the nipple
also
show.
not on YouTube, which needs to be on YouTube.
But at least you know what that one is.
I mean, I've seen it because it's been bumped
A bunch of times.
and because I'm on that group.
The main thing is he's conjuring his nipples. That's literally all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it for a comp. He did it for.
Oh, he did it for a comp?
He did it. Yeah, it was for Agni Kai.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't even know.
That's pretty hilarious.
He did it.
See, like that's another thing too. There's a bunch of people who have privated their videos on Agni Kai.
Yeah.
It's why?
Okay, so here's the question that I could probably pose to you for this little segment.
There he is.
How do you guys feel about the visibility that people actually do with their content, whether it's on Facebook or on YouTube or what other platform is out there?
I will say, me and Josh kind of talked about this yesterday when we were talking about Materia's tech games, and his concern was that he hopes that it is curated properly as well as exposed properly.
Yeah, so my biggest problems with competitions in the past is that, for example, like even the high profile ones such as Lights On, you can find them on YouTube if you look for it, right? But they're not curated. Like, you have to search for those videos, especially since it's a bunch of people who are posting it on their personal channels, but they're not all in like one place. I mean, sure, you can do like a YouTube playlist.
They was a playlist that was on that website, which is gone now.
No, but that's besides the point. Even with the playlist, that's like an archive. You know, that's like a collection. That's not a curation. You know, like for example, I'm going to pull a weird example. Look at what Toonami did for anime, right?
Yep.
Anime was there for a long time, but before Toonami, the closest you can get was watching Sci-Fi Channel at 3 a.m. What Toonami did for anime was that it curated the content, right? It brought,
I guess the issue.
But so my argument is that I think if Materia does this right, what he should be really focusing on is the curation of this content, presenting this competition as that. Like, I would love to see it if he collected the videos and edited so that we had it kind of like in the old Boss or IGC days where you would have the matches together, right? And like you would have it in a single video and you can see like the crowd and the judge reactions like all together, and that way you're not hunting down these videos because it makes it
he
more
is going to do that. He is going to do that with his social media, I believe. Like, I assume that what he will do is keep them on some form of social media. But if he doesn't, then he should. Because
Right.
I agree that there should be some way for people to, like, reference back to it if they want to see it in a much easier manner than to, like, hunt for it.
If I remember correctly, he is going to start live streaming it on YouTube, not Twitch, because I guess they said that they were moving over to YouTube. Probably because there's been a moderate success for Jess's live streaming, since he's been doing live streams on YouTube as well. I think that's what people are doing. It's just like, hey, let's try YouTube. It's a little bit more stable and things like that. And their copyright guideline setup is a little bit more lenient, because I have this feeling that it's kind of like a consensus a lot among the content creators of the community. We don't care if we get demonetized. Like, you want that ad revenue, give it to the copyright holders. Here, have fun, just take it. You know.
I think Evan wants to make money off of it though, because he's making sure that all the music used in this comp are copyright free.
Yeah, I will certainly say, like, when it comes to the Trials of Burr, I do put in playlists to help with copyright claims, because
Right.
I would like to have my stuff monetized, but I'm nowhere nowhere near where I can hit that close monetization. Now, when it comes to
Right.
the manga podcast, I'm less than 100 away than hitting that monetized point. Because if I remember
Nice.
correctly, the 500 subscriber count is when you unlock that point.
Yeah, I mean, I think the live stream is a good idea, but I still think it's a good idea to upload the individual matches personally, because
That way, someone doesn't have to hunt through a live stream.
there's also that, but there's also something to be said about the quality. Quality definitely gets bumped down when you stream it. It just is what it is. And personally, I want everything in HD and crystal clarity, and you're gonna get some artifacts when you stream. That's just me, though. That's just me.
That's fair.
I know for
Yeah.
me, for like when I did like Let's Watch Pit Battles and stuff like that, I would literally just click on the YouTube links and just make the picture as big as possible.
Yeah, and also,
Oh, this guy graphic. I've yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know that's who this was.
All of this again. It's part of the
oh, I
reason
didn't know
why.
he went
For
by
the
that.
issue.
Okay.
Yeah, again, they don't have a freaking page. Why don't you just have a page for people to
I've
access?
seen this video.
Like,
This
there's no
video is really
YouTube.
cool.
Yeah, he has an Instagram, but this isn't on there anymore. It's literally
yeah.
just in this Facebook group. Stuff like that. People need to organize
He
their
puts
stuff.
it on his Facebook too. Just to be clear, he does put it on his Facebook as well.
Like
That's the thing. I
his
feel like a lot of
Facebook
people treat their
Facebook.
personal Facebook pages as like a blog page, you know. So there's
Yeah.
something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one, one is not.
Make a channel or something.
Yeah, this one is not specifically limited to.
Something I've always wanted to do.
The thing with it is that the cut is so clean
Right.
between the two. It's clear that it's in a mirror, right? But like the fact that
Look
he
at the
divided
shadows,
it,
though.
it's so clean.
It's so cool. I wonder if
it's
he
funny, this actually
overlaid
makes
it
me
so
think-
that the shadow.
Go ahead,
Mhm.
Josh.
No, never mind. I was wondering if for a moment if he basically edited it in a way so that even though that you get the people on either side kind of like just like as is, like separate, if they overlaid it so that they masked it and they had the shadows over cross each other, which I'm not sure if
That'd be
that's
really
what it is.
hard.
No,
That'd
it's
be
not,
really hard.
it's not too hard. Especially with the fact that he framed it the same exact way. Like, it's a very easy edit that you can do.
Interesting.
It's funny, this is going to sound so weird, but this reminds me of a particular scene in Easter Parade with Fred Astaire, where they actually green screen him moving slower and everyone
everything's
behind
so
him was moving
purposeful.
normal speed.
Right.
He's making moves that you wouldn't think are moves. You know, you would think that someone would be stuttering, but no, he's just performing.
I mean, I feel like a lot of
Oh,
that comes
okay.
from, like, his animation background, too, you know? Like, those guys,
Mhm.
like, know how to make ordinary movements, like, very dynamic.
Mm.
Damn Koreans.
First
No,
they-
this
first
guy
they
is
do
so-
this with-
He's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, this is crazy.
But see, I wish there was more project videos like this from the gloving community as well. Like,
This is what you get if you combine Steam Boy and Limit.
It's also an inspiration from an older video I've seen too. This isn't a new concept.
So what's interesting is you can see where he does the cut. You can see where he cuts it, because you can see the reflection of himself there in the
Right,
mirror.
right.
The only thing that didn't make it perfect.
Yeah, because he got too close to that point.
I feel like he could have just moved the mask, but that also would have been very time consuming. It's not impossible, but it is a lot.
I see it as a treat for the ones who really pay attention.
I feel that.
Ooh. Part of the
And I love
magic.
how different halves are replicating different aspects of the song, you know? Just very well done.
Yeah, different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I know for you, Dustin, like that really speaks to you for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I remember when I first saw this, I definitely watched it. Ooh,
So that's
I
also
like
why he probably kept it.
I
So
like
he
that.
made that, oh, okay, I can accept it now.
I like that. You know, I definitely when I first saw this, I definitely watched it a couple times through, and I forgot that this is something that also was kind of an influence on the ideas that I've had. A minor influence, though.
No, I
Def-
can for sure see it for sure.
Definitely a strong representation.
Hmm.
But like as you could kind of guess, Josh, I've been trying to incorporate the two halves together, or even put
Yes.
the halves in different environments, right?
Hmm.
Like like I was doing that thing that you were mentioning where if the lantern is on, it's like a particular video as opposed to not.
Right, right,
And generally I try to turn the lantern on when I'm trying to be the daytime person.
right, right.
I think it's funny that um, I look at the shows that I record and actually think, is this an ISO show? Is this a Burr show? Or is this an LPD show? And I never really actually recorded an LPD show that was a finger show because it doesn't make any sense to the idea of what LPD stands for. But yeah, there's a lot of times where you can actually see like different ideas culminating to like what you align with, especially when it comes to like your team tags and stuff like that.
Right. Like when Dustin was here, I shot 2 videos on his GoPro. One of them, which was the one that I released recently, was explicitly like a Josh Lee show.
Right.
That was a Josh Lee show.
The second one, which I haven't released yet, because because this
Timeline.
video is
We have
explicitly
timelines.
exactly, it has to go on a certain timeline. This is explicitly like a Steam Boy video. Like this is explicitly like something revolving around his lore. So we gotta place it at the right time. I'm excited to release that one because Dustin, as much as you like that first video, that second video,
Well, so like the thing is, it's preferences, right?
right.
Like the first video for me speaks a lot of nostalgia, right?
There
The
are other
sec-
things
the-
around that video that you connect with more. You know, it's
The other
beyond.
video is more of the theatrics and more of the narrative that it's trying to tell or that
Right,
it is
right.
conveying. And it's not that it's something that's foreign to me. It's more so something that what is it? So it's like
You just
you're-
connect to it more.
Yeah, say it's like you're watching a movie, right? And like when you're watching a movie and you're just enjoying it, you can kind of sit back and relax.
Right, right.
And then there's other parts of the movie that might need your attention, and then you kind of sit like this, right? That's what the second show does for me. I have to sit like this, and I have to like pay attention more.
Right. The way that I saw it is like the first one is like a coming of age indie film, right? Made on like a $500,000 budget. This one was like the second one's like my anime movie. Like UFO Table fucking produced it. They did every single frame just perfect and beautiful, combining 2D and 3D. Like that one, I don't know. Like I love both of them, but I love them for different reasons. They're just different. Vibes.
Yeah.
Just a side note, Josh, I watched the first 2 seasons of Golden Kamuy and holy crap.
Yo, it's good. Yo, I gotta get on that level.
First of all, I thoroughly enjoy it. I love that it's talking about the Russian-Japanese war. It's it's kind of like detailing history and culture that doesn't get a whole lot of coverage, and exposure to the mainstream. So it's just, to me, I find that very refreshing. But the gay manga influence.
Oh man, is it gay?
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. It's literally like the best way to describe it is like they literally made gay hentai and then they just censored everything to the point that like you can say, no, this is just guys being dudes, but no.
I mean, you could say that
Sea
about
Otter
the
Me.
JoJo's
That's
too.
all I'm gonna say. Sea Otter Me That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, you can most definitely say that about both, because I think both of them basically said something along the lines. I know the guy who wrote Golden Kamuy explicitly said this. He said, "I basically want to portray the beautiful bodies of men." Like, he said those words explicitly, which,
And
you know, it makes
that
sense.
is a huge staple of what people's appeal to gay komi is, especially for me.
Right,
It's literally the display of healthy masculinity is a lot of people's current stance on it.
Right, because I know.
I just mean big dudes. It's a vibe. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say right now, it's a vibe.
Hey man, you're looking at someone who loves JoJo's. I get it. I get it.
Ooh, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is great.
Is it gay?
There's a lot of subtext in there for sure.
Dude, Peter, I'm telling you, next
I personally
next
like it for its
YouTube channel.
style.
Next
Oh no,
YouTube
it's got so much style.
The,
telling you,
the,
Peter.
the art style is just so unique, and you can't even say like it's part of a genre. It's literally JoJo art. Like, that is the art. There's many people I see on Instagram who are very influenced by JoJo in general. That it's like Bebop. Like, Bebop is its own genre thing. JoJo is its own genre at this point.
Exactly. It's so interesting to see the manga too, because you know I've mostly watched JoJo's, but I've seen different panels of like certain events from in manga form, and it's just so interesting to see how with each part, like, the style evolves, not only in terms of the author's technical abilities, but just to fit like the mood and the vibe of each part, because each part is very different in a lot of ways. You know, they're all like different genres going on in there.
Yeah, it's there's just something to be said about JoJo, man. And
No,
nothing
really.
to be taking that way.
I'm gonna get out of here though. So it was good talking.
All right, catch you later.
Yeah, hit him with the.
Are we just heading out now? Does everyone have to
I can stick around for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
I was gonna say
it's just
we can finish our talk and then we can hop
it's
off.
about 3:00, so I'm trying to decompress before I have to recompress at work.
Fair.
Totally understandable, my guy.
Oh,
Same.
Miguel's gonna want to leave
Yeah, I don't want to leave, but I have to.
I don't want to
Alright,
contribute to capitalism.
later.
I'll just cut it here though.
Would rather not. Yeah, take it easy.
Now it's juicy.